You're listening to Kizuki, the podcast. I'm Mae Yoshikawa, and I define the Japanese concept of Kizuki as the following. Kizuki. 1. A moment of epiphany, an aha of realization or insight which opens the knower to a new dimension of truth that was formerly unknown. 2. Steps in an incremental growth of awareness, resulting in a movement from ignorance to greater awareness of the bigger picture. A kind of knowing that cannot be undone, that cannot be unrealized. As a longtime yoga and meditation practitioner, a world traveler, and curious self-explorer, I'm obsessed with Kizukis. Listen on each week for inspiring and enlightening stories that may just tip you over for your next aha. On this week's episode, a conversation with life. A few episodes ago, I talked about my anger diaries. Not a literal journal, but rather a daily touch base with this deeply repressed old anger that I had in myself, and getting real with it by allowing myself to feel it. In today's episode, I want to get real with you by sharing its bottom line. And this is something I don't think I've ever said out loud. Not because I didn't know it, but because on some level, it felt almost too dangerous to admit. People often assume that because I meditate and speak about awareness and find meaning in difficult experiences, that I've somehow made peace with everything, like I've risen above all of that. And it's true that I've made peace with a lot of things, a lot of big things, like my upbringing or my mother's illness or my husband's young and sudden death. Coming face to face with all of these unexpected occurrences in my life, I had nowhere to go but to take my time and go through the process I needed to go through to digest everything and eventually to own it, that this is my life. But my God's honest truth is that, if I'm being really real with you, there was an aspect of me that had continuously been angry with life. Not like everyday frustration, but like this soft, unspoken anger that didn't get voiced. And as I gave it the mic fully, here's what that anger said. Why didn't you protect me? Why would you let all these things happen to me? I didn't deserve this. And I've spent years trying to understand trauma, psychology, family systems, patterns, agency. But beneath all of those questions was one I don't think I'd ever dared to share aloud. The bottom line question was, hey, life, where were you this whole time as you let all of these things happen to me? How could you wrong me so deeply? And I sat with this. And as I sat with its truth, its felt truth within me, a conversation ensued. So today, I want to do something a little unusual with you. I want to share with you this imaginary conversation I had with life, the greater voice of big life. And perhaps if you're someone who's ever felt abandoned by life, if you've ever wondered why something so difficult happened to you, or why it keeps happening to you, Maybe this conversation isn't only for me. Maybe it's your conversation too. I begin it by saying, hey, I feel completely violated. Life says, yes, part of you does. Come here. I don't want you to have to convince yourself otherwise. You don't have to rush toward forgiveness. Let's let that part of you speak. Let her tell her story. But you were supposed to protect me. Were you asking me to protect your body, your innocence, your heart? All of it. I know. I hear and feel your pain. I wish I could tell you that every child is protected. Every husband lives a long life. That every family is gentle. But that is not the world you were born into. And pretending, maybe even hoping for it to be anything other than it is, would only make you at odds with the reality that surrounds you. It would only make you feel more alone. But what am I supposed to do with all of this anger? Stop harboring it within yourself. You see, deep inside, I know, on some level, you spent so many years believing that because painful things happened to you, there must have been something wrong with you. That's not true. That's just not true. The anger, it was trying to tell you that something sacred had been violated. The anger itself was never your enemy. The anger was your witness. So my anger wasn't the problem? No. Your silence was. Your anger only became poison because no one dared to go close to it, to listen to what it was really pointing to. You know, I've tried so hard for so many years, but I think I just felt so wounded. Maybe even irreparably wounded. The truth is, I don't know how I can trust you again. Then don't. Don't force trust. Walk with me anyway. Trust is not something you think yourself into. It grows from enough days of discovering that I have never left you. But will I always carry this pain, this grief? Am I supposed to live with it always? Yes. And no. One day, I know. You'll notice it isn't sitting on your shoulders anymore. It's a part of you walking with you, and you'll let it be a part of you. You'll introduce it to people through stories. You'll turn it into books, into conversations, into moments where complete strangers suddenly feel less alone. Not because it's your duty to, nor because you had to make something beautiful out of the pain in order to survive, but simply because, as you walk with it, without avoiding it, in your courage, you see, you're not only holding and walking with your pain, but the pain of humanity. But will there ever be a day when I don't carry all of this? One day, you won't ask anymore, why did this happen to me? You'll wake up and wonder, what awe surrounds me? What beautiful thing shall we make today? Not because your past disappeared, but because your life became bigger than it. For now, just know this. This pain, it's not what you think. It did not come to destroy you or even to challenge you. It came to help you discover who you truly are. It's a type of vehicle. Once again, that's not for the head. So don't think into it. Only be with it. And I will meet you there. Every time. I will walk with you. I will never leave you. I cannot. I am you. I don't know how that conversation happened. It wasn't like a booming voice from the sky. It was just me and my pen. I simply sat with my anger, my truth, long enough that something else had room to respond. Maybe that's something that kind of surprised me, because some part of me was afraid that if I spoke up and told life how angry I really was, I would lose my relationship with it. But instead, I think my relationship with life finally became honest, thoroughly honest. Discovering that life doesn't freak out. It doesn't leave you when you get honest with your grief, anger, all of your messy emotions, your deepest existential questions. And the conversation for me, it felt like a reframe taking place, that being held by life doesn't always mean being protected from hardship. That sometimes it means discovering that even in the places where we felt most alone, most abandoned, that life, never stopped sitting beside us. Thank you for listening. If this episode resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you took a moment to rate, review, or share the show with someone who might be ready to discover that there's a name for the moments of awareness and subtle shifts they've been experiencing on their own journey. If you're curious to experience Kizuki journaling, you can explore my guided journaling sessions at maey.live under On Demand. Each session explores a single theme through just 3 journal prompts woven together with a guided meditation. If you'd like to join a live session on Zoom, sign up for my newsletter at the bottom of maey.live or kizukijournaling.com to be the first to hear about upcoming sessions. Until next time, may your next Kizuki gently find you.